It's been said that BattleStar Galactica is a drama that just happened to be in space. This question is more about the space side rather than the drama. I'm wondering what your opinions are on the current state of manned space flight and about our future getting outside of the bounds of Earth.
I'm sorry, I was twittering.
Well, I'll answer. I guess nobody has an answer to that question. First of all, it seems like the things are shifting over from the military side to the private sector, and I've been to some of the space conventions, and I know that there's a big emphasis to begin to bring in the the private sector, because funding really, for all the projects moving forth into space have really been cut back. And it's really dangerous because the budget is so low, they're really having to cut corners. And so I think with the private sector coming in, getting involved, there's a lot of new money coming in, new ideas. Even James Cameron, I know, has been part of some of the design teams and coming up with new creative solutions to how we can get to Mars. And the big thing is, if we can get to Mars, if we can solve the problems to get to Mars, we can get to the rest of the universe. So, I think we're in a transition phase. It seems like things are slowing down. A lot of people are being laid off, but I think over the next 5-10 years, as a shift to the private sector, it's going to begin to gain momentum, and we are going to move to space. We have to move to space.
Or spend money on healthcare for everybody, but I'm Canadian, so I don't know what to say to that.
Socialist! This side? Oh, sorry.
Good morning. The Trupa panel, the actors said that they used a lot of the scenery and the set to get into character. And then on the D panel, the actress said that it was mostly green screen. And she had to go and look and see where she was at within the green screen. I was wondering for you guys, how difficult is it or not to get into character if you're just using a green screen?
Depends on what the green screen represents. If you're speaking to somebody else, for me, if you're speaking to somebody else in a scene, then it's all about talking to that person. It's not really where you are. I did a movie that was all green screen, literally. It was filmed in a studio smaller than this stage, and the walls were green, the floor was green, the ceiling was green. You had to go out and stare at the pavement every couple of minutes just to get your retinas back working. It was really weird, but you'd have to say, I'd say to the director, okay, so where am I? Well, you're walking into a warehouse. Okay, so I'm walking, you want me to walk across, turn and go through a door? Yes. Okay, well, and where in the warehouse is the door? It's mid-wall. Okay, so how far does the warehouse go that way? It goes about 100 yards, and that way about 20 yards, and how far across is it? So you have to kind of get through there and you go, okay, and geographically map it out in your mind where you are, what's in there, what am I expecting, how tall is it cold, and all that. Because you don't have a room. If I was doing that movie and we were filming this scene, it would just be this little tiny green room, but I would be, okay, you're in a Q&A at DragonCon, and there's 2,000 people, and the room goes for 300 feet. Okay, so now that I've done this, I can do that. But otherwise, the scenes are really about what's going on for you and who you're talking to and what's happening there. Green screen is a weird deal for sure. Yeah, I don't really like it, but you do what you do.
We have 3 minutes left, time for one quick question on this side.
Hello, everybody. I was wondering, this question is for all of you. Which do you feel personally was, for good or bad, a turning point for each of your characters?
Well, I have to say when he found out he was a Cylon, that was kind of big. And then, and when he found out that Tori, I mean, there's just a million of them. I think that the biggest one is sort of after he figures out Tori and kills her, and then he just decides, you know what? Not nuts to you guys and nuts to you guys, I'm going to Scotland.
I think when I went out through the airlock holding my own hand, it's pretty interesting.
Mine was when I found out that Starbuck was dead and blew up and completely destroyed and to come back again. And I was working on a ship that costs $250,000, one of a kind, and I broke it, shattered it. That was a real tricky point, because I had to pay for it.
I think my turning point was sitting in a launch tube with Adama staring at me with that glazed, angry, visage, which is quite terrifying, by the way. It's acting, but I got to tell you, that was a terrifying moment. Sitting there with all those guns pointed at your face and going out the airlock, and that's when I prayed for technology that I would be a Cylon, right? Everybody, they got their little script telling them that their career was ended on BattleStar Galactica. You prayed to the gods, the lords of Cobalt, that please make me a Cylon.
Please join me in thanking Edward James Allman.